If you are interested in pursuing a career in law enforcement in Westchester County, visit Westchester Gov Exams to take an exam on police enforcement. This test is used to hire Village of Mamaroneck police officers. According to the New York Times, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and Pfizer have all produced working vaccines. In the research trials, none of the people who received the vaccine died of COVID. And after the vaccines have taken full effect, none were hospitalized. What makes these shots different is that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is one shot, while the others are two. Overall, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and Pfizer are all effective in protecting from coronavirus.
Coyote Committee was formed to kind of address the coyote population in our community. Our goal is to educate the community and to help them learn how to deal with the coyotes in our community without fear, without thinking, they're the big bad wolf. Because they're not. They're just a really important part of our ecosystem. They balance things out. We wanted to make sure people, understood that you can't just kill all the coyotes in the area and think that you're going to solve the problem. Make sure you're not leaving any pet food outside. Make sure that any water is cleaned up. Bird seed, make sure you clean up under bird feeders. Try to keep the brush in your yard kind of scaled back so that you're not giving them a place to hide. And then as far as your pets and your kids, particularly small pets. So cats, they tell you all the time, cats should not be outdoor pets. There's just too many predators out there for cats. But with the small dogs, you really shouldn't leave them out on their own, especially at high coyote times, dawn, dusk, things like that. And then we also put on there hazing tips. Hazing is the best way to really try to get those coyotes to be fearful of humans. We don't want to hurt them, but we want them to be afraid of us. And it can be hard to haze a coyote. You're walking down the street and all of a sudden you spot one, your instinct is to run. And we just want to make sure people understand, you should never run, you should never turn your back, really try to make yourself big and bad and loud. And, if there's a rock or a stone or anything on the ground, you want to you could even throw it towards the coyote, not trying to hit them, but trying to scare them. People are afraid of rabies. Rabies is really not common. You don't really hear a lot about, people getting attacked by a rabid coyote. They can be very active right now, and then come the spring, you'll start to see pups, and in the fall is when you're going to see the juveniles. And those are the little juveniles. They're the ones that come out and explore, and that's when you might see a lot more too. Report any coyote sightings to the village manager's office, because one of the things that we are developing is an interactive map that will go on the website. So anytime somebody calls in a coyote sighting, that'll be reported, it'll go on the map. And then if people want to go on the website and kind of look and see where any recent coyote activity is, that can just help them maybe just be more alert if there's been an uptick of sightings in their area. We do meet monthly, and they are recorded and they are open to the public. So if anybody's interested in joining the meeting, they have that option.
In long-awaited news, the Mamaroneck School District has announced their plan for a return to full-time in-person learning for grades K through 12. Students will have the option to commit to a fully remote model or to come to school in person daily. April 8th, 2 days after the end of spring break, is the date that the school plans to have their new learning structure in place. To learn more, there's a parent forum on March 8th for parents of all grades.
Five minutes to play in this first quarter. Three-pointer for Roy, that goes down. Aiden Roy. Here's Bernie, open lane, kicks it out. Randall, corner three, and his second 5 points now on the day. His first three. Mamaroneck has opened up a 10-3 lead here in the first quarter.
And now for this week's COVID updates. According to westchestergov.com and the Westchester County COVID-19 dashboard, COVID numbers have decreased this week. In Larchmont, there are now a recorded 43 cases, which is 7 less than last week. And in Mamaroneck Village, there are a recorded 86 cases. As for the vaccine, a couple days ago, 95% of first doses have been administered, and New York is expecting to receive over 1,500,000 doses of the vaccine this week.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Silver Lining. So I'm sure some of you have gotten the vaccine by now. It's really great that it's finally making its way across the country and, specifically in New York and Larchmont. My mom actually got the vaccine recently and so I went to go with her to get it. And I got a little nervous when they said I couldn't go in with her. So I told one of the security guards about my little predicament and he was like, "Oh, if you want to go in with her, just say she needs a wheelchair. Because that's an easy disability to fake." So anyone else would have been like, "No," but I actually started doing research on wheelchairs, and here's what I found out. You can actually get a pretty cheap wheelchair if you get a wheelchair with less wheels. You might fall over, but you'll save a lot of money with a one-wheel wheelchair.